The Gauteng Community Safety MEC Faith Mazibuko is visiting various areas in the province to monitor compliance with COVID-19 regulations. The province is experiencing high cases. Over 6,000 of the 9,000 cases recorded in the last 24 hours in the country were in Gauteng alone. eNCA's Nqobile Madlala is covering this story for us this hour. Nqobile, good afternoon. Where are you exactly now? What's happening there? What is the latest?
Well, Bradan, we are in Nqobile Park at this point, but the MEC unfortunately has cited some issues not being able to come through. But we do know that Gauteng has also have their own acting mayor who has come into Nqobile Park, so we're right next to the rank. But where we are exactly right now is a storeroom of a place where, when we spoke to the acting mayor a little earlier, she was concerned about the fact that there seems to be some expired food in this in this shop. But I just want you to listen just a little bit, because there's
no, you can't say it came the wrong way.
No,
I'm saying, which brand is this? What is this? Are you giving our people this thing?
No,
you can't say no. Why these things are in your storeroom?
No, we're going to.
If we understand, we're going to put it out. There is no these things.
No, there are these things. They are kept in your storeroom. You give our community things that are not okay.
No, boss.
You don't care about this community where you're getting money from.
No.
Well, Bradan, what you see there is the noodles that are not branded, and that's what the confusion is about. The question is where the noodles are coming from. So the shop has already shown, the mayor had already seen the food that was expired in the shop, some of it being the cheese. But now what we're seeing also is the sauce, which they say also doesn't have an expiry date, and it seems that it's being sold to some of the customers. And of course the mayor is just speaking to the owners of this shop, just concerned. Of course, a little earlier she was explaining to us that the issue with all of this is the fact that people are trying to buy healthy foods, and when there's issues like this, it's concerning, because people are supposed to be healthy, and with the COVID numbers, of course, expiring out of control at this point, it's important that people stay healthy and that people have access to food, which they're now worried about in terms of the expiry date.
So they are making sure that even the shops that are selling the food, they are selling it under the right conditions in terms of the health and safety regulations that are in place. Because at the end of the day, it's a whole package, how people are served in the shops, what kind of food they're allowed, they can be able to buy. So they're not just looking at whether or not that shop is complying with the wearing of masks and sanitizing. It's a holistic kind of inspection.
Yes, that's right, Bradan. So from the mosque, yes, and the sanitization is what they first started on. In fact, when we came here, Bradan, we were coming from a school called Tulu Secondary School. In that area, they were looking at the compliance of the school in itself, and also some of the educators were being tested. Now, we then moved into the taxi rank right next to also the nearby shops. And when we were at the taxi rank, they were also looking at sanitization and making sure that there is a form of compliance in terms of social distancing, etc. But now we have moved to the shops, looking at, of course, that holistic view in terms of, can people buy the right food, and in that food, is it right, is the expiry date right, and of course, is it the brands that are compliant, or the brands that have been used, as you saw there, a little squabble between the owners and of course the mayor, just speaking about the fact that they were worried that this food has no date, it doesn't know, nobody knows where it came from, but it is here. And of course the people here saying that no, this is not something that they will be selling, but the issue being, then why is it in the shop now, to start off with?
Now, Nqobile, I see it looks like the authorities are confiscating some of the products that were there. Are those that maybe have no dates on them, that maybe have expired? And why are the local authorities insisting on making sure that everything on the shelf there is within its expiry date and, of course, appropriate to serve to customers or sell to customers?
Well, Brian, we did speak to the mayor a little, the acting mayor a little earlier, and she was saying that she's concerned because health-wise this can make people sick. In fact, she pulled out some of the Viennas, which looked very old, and she was saying that this is worrying because people can get things like food poisoning from this. But this, of course, will exacerbate the issue, which would be people already eating the expiry food, but at the same time trying to be healthy. She even showed us a cauliflower that looked way beyond its sell-by date. So now these are some of the foods that they decided to confiscate. Hence, you will see here, this is some of the sources that they are now confiscating because they're way beyond their before and expiry dates as well. And we saw the noodles that they were taking out that were not branded. But in fact, even in the fridge, Brian, we saw some of the fish that was not covered, and this of course is concerning because this is something that people will eat, especially if it's some cooked foods as well. You cannot control that, you cannot control or see where it came from, but you can eat it without knowing that it is right.
It sounds like obviously there's a big health hazard in that particular shop where you are. Finally, and very briefly, Nqobile, the owners of the shop, how are they defending themselves? How are they explaining that they've got food products there and other types of products that have expired already that are still being sold?
Well, Brian, they're still trying to explain. Actually, I'm going to move closer to the owner because the owner's trying to speak to the acting mayor. Let me try and see if we can hear from the owner. Sir, how can you explain this expired food in your shop?
No, ma'am, it's not expired, we know, but we keep it in the storeroom. We're going to throw it. That's why we're going to keep it in the storeroom. But it's our mistake, so we're going to change this thing in right now.
But there was also cheese that had expired from the 1st of January.
That, ma'am, expiry date, it's 25/9. Date of 25 month 9. This will be expired. But this thing, ma'am, she told me.
About the noodles. We are not
No, ma'am, I will show you this.
There it's written 09. She's asking you about the cheese that we found at the shop.
No, we're going to throw it this thing because it's our mistake. We don't understand.
You really can't afford such things.
It's our mistake. We're going to throw it just now. Next time you can't find anything which expired.
As you can hear there, Brian,
actually, we are promising that we are going to be this not a week, like 1 or 2 days. We are going to be neat and clean because it's a storeroom. We are trying to. You see, we are living also this community. We try to also helping this community, and people are helping us. So we are trying to cleaning, and you can see that even that health what is called pulling and
all right, thank you very much, sir. Well, Brian, they're saying that they are going to clean up. They're just saying that some of the noodles here are things that they were going to throw away. Of course, there's a bit of an argument with regards to the dates because what was seen on the actual dates and what they're saying the date is doesn't really correlate. That's, of course, what the acting mayor was trying to say there.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there now for now. Thank you very much, Nqobile Madlala, in one of the shops there in the Vaal area where the mayor has been doing inspection in terms of COVID-19 compliance, and they came across that particular shop that has been selling apparently expired foodstuff and other goods.